started.
Hello and welcome back to the Ball Knowledge podcast. We took an international break off and now we're back. I'm here with Aslam. MK is somewhere.
Taking a longer break, but he feels like
Yeah.
he deserved it, apparently. Little waste, man.
Yeah.
So, Premier
Welcome
League
back,
preview?
everyone. Yeah, it's a Premier League
Yeah.
preview, and
We don't have to do the review. I was like, yes.
Yeah. We will
Reviews
talk
are so
about
long.
other things happening in sports, and not sports, but football at the moment.
We'll talk about later, I guess.
Yeah, if MK does come here, then we'll talk about it with him. If not, we'll just talk about it regardless.
He won't come, don't worry. He's the guy at 4 o'clock, so
yeah,
he's not coming, boys.
We start off the Saturday 12:30 fixture at the King Power. Leicester host Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea. They're so boring. It's actually so boring. Like, you just Leicester have played terribly. Chelsea, I know they had the draw against Burnley, but that's because I put in 2 Chelsea defenders on my fantasy. You know, why would they perform after that? Bunch of idiots. And it's just, and I think Lukaku's back in training, so that will help them.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be 2-0. Lukaku probably scored because Leicester are kind of a big team, but they're not really a big team. And you know he doesn't score against big teams. And before he eventually scores against us.
Yeah.
That's bloody useless. 1-0 Chelsea. Boring. I hate them. And
it might be some wishful thinking on my part, but I'm going 1-1.
I mean, maybe because Brendan's been linked to Man United and he wants to prove himself. But,
yeah.
The waste.
1-1 would be a good game. If it was 1-0, it would be boring.
It's always a bloody boring game though. Like, and if there's any Chelsea fans watching this, that shouldn't be a bad thing. Being boring is not bad if you're winning consistently. Because being boring is just good. You don't want to always be the entertainers.
You just want to win.
Only Man City really have won the league in entertaining fashion recently, and even them, I find them dead boring to watch sometimes. Like, they're just so boring. So it's like, it's not a bad thing. To be boring is to be good, unless you're terrible. Then it's not good.
Then it's Tottenham.
Exactly. Well, in Conte's, it depends on how Conte plays then. But we'll get into that later.
We'll move on to the 3 o'clock fixtures. Welcome to the Premier League, Steven Gerrard. You're hosting Brighton at Villa Park.
That's a bloody hard way to start.
That is a hard way to start.
You couldn't have got Norwich. You get Brighton. I mean, if they got Norwich, they would have played Dean Smith right away. That would have been a nice homecoming for both of them. Dean Smith would have been confused. Do I go to this? Do I go to that one? But yeah, I like Gerrard. This will be, I think, the true test of his, how good he actually is as a manager. Because as much as what he done with Rangers, going unbeaten, winning the league, beating the 10-year dynasty was all great, it is still the Scottish League after all. And I know it's a bit silly to say, but Scottish League tax is real. Let's be real. So we'll see how much he's actually learned. He's brought his coaching staff, which he says is really useful. He's got a good team in Villa, but he really needs to sort out the defence and the attack, really. They're the two main points. He needs to fix the whole team. Because the defence is not secure anymore, and the attack just isn't clicking. Now, whether that means he tries to do a 2 with Watkins and Ings like Smith was trying, or whether he just goes low.
Somewhere. Yeah.
Because he normally lines up with a 1 up top. So it's either he normally plays a 4-3-3, but he has used a 4-2-3-1 on occasion. But he's a very predominantly 4-3-3 guy. But he hasn't really got a philosophy, in the sense that, yes, he wants his teams to be attacking and everything, but he also plays to the occasion. He knows when to abandon it. So he plays with less possession in Europa when they were in Europa. So it shows some level of intelligence from him, that he recognises his team's strengths and faults and where they best suit. So hopefully he does well.
I wish him the best. I do love Gerrard.
Exactly. He's awesome. I do like the homecoming idea, but now people want Pep Linders apparently to take over. Which
I'm fine with that.
I don't know if I mean,
It'd be more just carrying on what Klopp started.
Yeah, he's already had a job though. He kind of flopped, but yeah, carry on then. You know, I won't judge him, but we're moving off topic. Gerrard for the win. I will go 1-1.
I'm going all in 2-0 Villa.
Oh,
Let's go, Steve VG at the wheel.
Yeah, no, I think managers normally start off with good managers normally start off with a draw. Oh, breaking news! Zach Stacey was arrested, charged with aggravated battery, criminal mischief after surrendering to police. Thank God. I hope he gets locked up for a while. He's the one
that was disgusting.
If you haven't seen, there's a video of Zach Stacey beating the living crap out of his girlfriend on camera while his little baby is watching as well. Disgusting. The NFL really needs to get a handle on stuff like this because it's becoming a weekly thing, and it's
do you think it's CTE or do you think it's just aggression?
Well, I mean, the NFL itself is a very aggressive thing.
Yeah.
And I mean,
if he shows signs of CTE, then that's understandable. It's not understandable putting your hands on another woman, but like, it would explain it. But if it's not, then you're a disgusting human being. Mindset.
Because with the NFL, you're basically not giving in, but you kind of have to play with like fight or flight, and it's like an inherently manly thing. You know, you have to be aggressive, you have to be big, strong, and all of that. And then some people just don't know how to turn it off, and it doesn't exactly, because it surrounds the whole thing. It's not just when you're on the pitch, but it's like training camps and the whole training throughout the week and getting offers and getting cut from your team. It fuels this whole desire to be the best, be the strongest, and all of that. So this constant need for survival, maybe I don't know. They just need to somehow find a way to like fix this because it's disgusting. Like hitting women, no, I'm not on for that. That's just unacceptable.
And in front of your child as well.
Exactly, like that's not exactly shit. Like forget about if he has like that's like forget being a good human. He's been a shit father as well. He's just doubling down on it. Whatever. Let's go back to football where things are actually arguably worse, but we'll get on to that later.
I mean, not technically, because there's a whole email thing happening in the NFL at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. You know, sports in general is just messed up, but we'll talk about the good stuff then.
We go to Turf Moor. Burnley hosts Crystal Palace 3 o'clock.
I thought we were going to good stuff. Oh, I'm kidding. My Tiki Taka, Sean Dyche, and what's it called? Patrick Vieira and the lads. Let's go.
I think 1-1.
1-1, really?
I feel it's the sort of game Palace do drop points in, though.
Back Vieira, mate.
It is the sort of game Palace tend to just be like, oh, yeah, okay, never mind.
Yeah, but this is the new Palace now. This is a new, exciting young Palace now. Going to win 2-1.
I'll be happy if they win, but I'm playing it safe.
Yeah, when are you? Oh, so you want to play it safe now, but before you'd always go with Norwich.
Norwich. I got that right last week.
Yeah, but you said 1-0. It was 2-1. Come on, man. You aren't completely correct.
Fuck it. Never mind. 3-1 Palace. Let's go.
Oh my God. I see. I'm convincing people. Look at that. Boy, back up the Palace.
Okay. We move on to another new manager, Eddie Howe at Newcastle. They're facing Brentford.
I think that's actually a good fixture for them. I can't lie. Because right now, without Raya, Brentford haven't been good. And I'm not saying it's down to like Raya being superhuman, but sometimes when you face a loss of that personality, like Raya was instrumental in them staying in games, winning games, getting points. And now they've lost that and then they've gone and lost, I think, 2 on the bounce, then it's hit for them. And now's the time where we'll see like how good they are, because it's easy to be good when everything's going for you, but when you've lost someone like that and you've had 2 on the bounce, this is the Premier League. So and Eddie Howe, I don't know how to feel about Eddie Howe, because he has the Brendan thing of his transfers being absolutely awful. Like when Brendan was with us, he did, to his credit, after when he got to Celtic, he hired someone to help him with transfers, and it's clear that he has some hits, but Eddie Howe like just ravaged our youth setup. Thankfully for us, because he kept us getting money, but Jordan Ive, Dominic Solanke, bloody hell, man. I mean, I think Solanke's been all right for them after, but at the time, bloody hell, he was awful. And it's hard to reconcile with him because at Bournemouth, he was doing such a good job. But then the last season was so abject and so bad that it's hard to truly know how good he was, even though he really was good. But like, how good will he be for a Newcastle side that's just, its defense has been terrible since Benitez left almost, and it's just been getting worse and worse. And offensively, I think he might help because I think he's actually good with. I think he'll actually help players like Maximan and Willock and Wilson, but it's a defense that is more important to the success of Newcastle, I'd say. But I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go 0-0. I just don't trust either team. No, you know what? Let's go high scoring 2-2. We'll go 2-2.
Yes, I'm going 1-1.
Oh damn! See, he's boring, people. He's very boring.
You're not goading me to change my result.
I'm the exciting one, boys and girls.
And now another new manager.
Yeah, there's been a lot.
Dean Smith. At Norwich.
Who have they got?
They're hosting Southampton at Carrow Road.
My boys in red and white, they made me so proud. They lost Danny Ings and they might even be above Villa right now. I can't remember. But Southampton have been doing well, man. And I think
I'm beating them 4.
Yeah, and
3 wins, 1 draw.
And Norwich are in good form for them. I mean, 1
win.
Bloody hell. That's more wins than they got in their last 30 games or something. So they're in fantastic form. But 1-0 Southampton. I trusted them last week to come out with a 1-0 win. They did it, I think. I believe in them again.
Now that I've officially gone past my Norwich winning phase.
Yeah, because Daniel Farke's gone and now I don't like them.
Yeah, 3-1 Southampton.
De Bruyne tests positive for COVID-19.
Yeah, he's out. Means he misses Champions League as well, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're through anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Who have they got now?
And it's not like
Leipzig? Is it Leipzig or Salzburg?
Leipzig. I think Salzburg are top of their group. They never be top of this group.
Oh, they have a PSG.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I mean, well, maybe that might help them. But yeah.
Not technically a new manager anymore, but I'm a fairly new manager. Claudio Ranieri with Watford.
Yeah,
they're hosting Manchester United at Vicarage Road at 3 o'clock.
Wait for MK, but he's a waste man.
And he still hasn't messaged us.
Yeah, so this is all his fault. But I don't know. I think De Villiers retires from all sorts of cricket. Oh my God, this day has been so jam packed. Honestly, flipping out. I don't know. I think Ranieri, they had that big win a couple of weeks ago, and everyone was like, "This is Ranieri ball. He can do a job." And then after that, I think they've lost 2 on the bounce, and it hasn't been pretty watching.
It was the Everton away game, the 1-5-2.
Yeah,
and it was Southampton that lost 1-0. Arsenal that lost 1-0. I know they got Man United.
Yeah, which is a good time to get Man United because they're terrible.
They might be terrible, but I'm going to go 4-0 Man United.
Oh, good lord. You think Man United can score 4 goals? Probably.
They could do against Leeds.
Yeah, but the Leeds also played into their hands, I'd say.
That's fair.
But then again, they did against Newcastle. Oh, damn it. Do I want to stick the knife into United and be evil? I don't want to use my head. Very tough.
Do you want Ali to stay in the job?
Of course I do. So 3-1 United.
The last of the 3 o'clock games sees it was a fairly interesting game. Wolves versus West Ham.
Well, West Ham are buoyed. I don't know how to say. Buoyed, I think, by a big winner against Liverpool. Embarrassing. Well, I think Wolves lost, didn't they?
Yes, to Palace.
Yeah, what a waste, man.
Yeah,
and then
2-0.
all the boys flopped for me. To clowns. But, I don't know. I think, well, the West Ham boys, I mean, we saw Mikel Antonio's banger. Bloody hell. That goal was incredible. I can't look past West Ham right now. 2-1 West Ham. They're just
3-2.
to who?
To West Ham.
Oh, so now he wants to get adventurous with us. Before he's going like 1-1, 1-0, and now he's.
I think it'll be a fun match.
I hope it is. Watch it for 45 minutes. If it's terrible, I'm done. There'll be something else on at 4 o'clock anyway, so it's fine.
Now we go into the main event. It's going to be so fucking boring. I don't know as well.
Yeah.
Liverpool versus Arsenal at Anfield.
I mean, I don't remember the last time we lost to them at Anfield per se, and I remember the last time. Did we lose to them at Anfield in the cup?
Was it in the cup? Might have been. I think so.
Well then that, but League Cup don't count. League Cup tax. But I don't know how to feel because Liverpool normally come against Arsenal and batter the living crap out of them, especially at Anfield, and we should be looking for a good performance against them after that abject performance against West Ham.
Yeah.
But I also just feel like we're currently in a phase where I think every big game we played this year, we've drawn. I'm not saying that Arsenal are a big game, but they're a historically big team. Oh, man, this Liverpool side is so good. If this was in the Champions League, I'd predict us to win. And I want to predict us to win. But I just think Arteta will make this so... Because he's a good manager, or at least a very decent manager, he'll just know what to do and he'll make it boring. It'll be a nice little 1-1. They'll get an early goal and we'll spend the entire game
trying to get back.
And eventually we will. And I mean, it will help if we play Simicast. And I know Klopp is like rushing to try and bring Robertson back, which is why I hope Simicast has a really good game. Because I'm sorry, but Robertson's been awful. Our midfield has been awful. So hopefully Thiago being there.
Thiago and Fabinho should both be back.
Yeah, and
Henderson is
the other one, I don't
think.
care whether it's Kaita, whether it's Hendo, whoever it is, as long as it's someone.
Yeah, Henderson and Keita are both questionable to play, I think.
Yeah, so we should win this. So I'm very annoyed that if Thiago played, I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. But if he doesn't, I'm going 1-1.
I'll go 2-2. I don't have a good feeling about it. Usually when we face Arsenal, I'm like, oh hell yeah, let's do this. Yeah, it's like you feel like, oh, it's time to tango, let's do this, it's gonna be fun to watch. Now it's just like, okay, when's the Champions League on?
Yeah, plus I mean, I just don't even, I still don't see it with this Arsenal side, I can't lie. Like, I just don't know how to feel about them. Because on the one hand, you can say, yeah, they're picking up results, they're doing well, yada, yada, yada. Everything's looking Arsenal, They're getting points, and they're like 2 points off of us. But then at the same stage, I look at Arsenal and I think this is still Arsenal of the last 10 years, though. Like, they've still got remnants of that bozo side that just implode at improbable moments. So I want us to win 4-0 and batter them, especially because I will give you a secret, guys. MK has predicted an Arteta win. I remember that. So because he's predicted them winning, I hope that we smash them just so he looks like an idiot. But
I will. Not that I like Arsenal, but I'll defend them a bit. They do look a bit better than they used to do.
Yeah, they do look better.
They've improved since the start of the season, at the very least.
100%. But at the start of the season, they also played 2 out of the 3 big sides in Chelsea.
Yeah, they lost to Brentford, lost to City, lost to
Chelsea. And they look bloody awful. Like, the golfing class between them and the other two was just massive. And not to toot our own horn, but I would say we're the 3rd best side in the country at the very least. And we should do this, but at the same side, we are also Liverpool, and we don't like to help ourselves. And I swear to God, if Robertson plays, I'm actually going to flip my
I'd be surprised. I don't think he didn't look good when he came off for Scotland.
Yeah, but this is Klopp. This guy will find any reason to play him. Like, please, Klopp. At the very least, I need a Simicast good performance, just so I can say, look, please, give the guy a shot.
If anything, play Simicast against Arsenal and leave Robertson for the Champions League, just to give him some time.
Or just play Nico. Like, he hasn't actually looked bad at left wing back.
But he's going to play him in an advanced role. I can't be asked anymore.
I know people were talking about him as a winger, but I was looking at him as a left back. I mean, to be honest, if he plays Nico up front for who are we playing, like Porto? I don't actually care. I'll watch the game because it'll be hilarious, Porto, and I hope Minamino plays because he's in my top 5 favorite. I know everyone hates him.
I think Klopp needs to fix what his mistake was last season, which is playing all the big boys in useless Champions League matches. Because we've won the group now.
Yeah, the squad rotation needs to be better. And he has been overall better with squad rotation this year, but sometimes he still makes those bozo mistakes, or he has too much favoritism to certain people, and it's like, bro, just stop. Just stop. Just accept when you're wrong. Or Pep Linders, prove that you're a good manager, and look at him and go, Robertson has been terrible this year. Stop it, you muppet. All right? But before people say, I don't want him to be sacked. Not an idiot. I'm allowed to criticize someone without wanting them to be sacked. You bloody moron.
We'll move on to the Sunday. Okay.
I know I predicted a draw, but I'm going to.
Move on to Sunday, 2:00. Man City host Everton at the Etihad.
Everton are just dead, like. Everton are just Man City's little boys at this point. They just always lose to them. So I'm going to go 3-0 Man City because they've given me no reason not. I know Kevin De Bruyne is out, but their side is stacked anyway. I don't care who's out. It's just 3-0. Everton are useless. Sorry, Rafa. Still love you.
I trust Rafa.
You're an idiot.
I'm going Everton 2, City 1.
You're an idiot. What we are seeing here, guys, is that this guy is a massive idiot.
No, that's fair. It's wishful predictions, but let's go Everton, which is a line I never thought I'd say in my life.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't. You're bloody awful.
I want Rafa to do well.
I do want Rafa to do
well. Oh, shit.
We've got the donut has finally arrived. It only took him 45 minutes after he set the time for when we.
No. I had to do something quickly. It was an unplanned thing.
Okay, right, let's just run through and you give your prediction. So Leicester Chelsea, who's winning that?
Chelsea, 3-1.
How much? 3. You think Chelsea can score 3 goals? Yeah, they probably could.
Leicester not good, man.
Gerrard's heroic return. against Brighton.
Oh, I thought it was like Liverpool.
No.
Aston Villa. Aston Villa can win that. 1-0.
No. Okay. Burnley Palace. Tiki Taka versus Palace.
Burnley. Let's go. I think Burnley can win it.
Sure.
It's been 1-1.
He thinks Burnley can win it, then he goes for a draw. What the hell?
No, because I just realised Palace have Elise and he could do anything.
Eddie Howe, your favourite manager's return against Brentford.
Well, he's not my favourite manager, but Brentford.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newcastle, Brentford.
Brentford win this 2-1. They need to win.
Norwich, Southampton. Dean Smith, your other favourite manager, against Arsenal, your other favourite manager.
3-0 Southampton.
Oh, wow.
So
Sure.
let's start them up. Norwich got
Oh,
finished
man.
and they got Dean Smith. Ha! Oh, they even
And
more
then-
finished than I thought.
And then your actual favourite manager, Ollie, against Watford.
We're going to win. Because
Yes.
Watford are rubbish.
Look, we've brought it back.
No. I said we're going to win.
Ollie is a great manager.
No, I said we're going to win. Watford. Watford
Oh,
2-1.
my God, yeah. Oh yeah, we have to fill you in, guys. MK is now a Watford fan because after the Tottenham comeback against Ajax, he promised to be a Spurs fan if they came back. Then he decided not to be a Spurs fan because Pochettino got sacked. So now we've made the decision for him to be a Watford fan for a year.
Yep. Great idea.
How much do you think you're going to be Ollie's Mighty United side?
Josh King, late minute winner. It'll be like 1-1 and he will score last minute. 2-1 to Watford.
Oh my God! All right, Wolves, West Ham.
Ooh. West Ham going to win this. 2-0.
Don't worry, we already said that you predicted an Arsenal win against us, so I got you on that.
Arsenal 2-0 win, man. Let's go.
2-0 win.
Actually, no. It's Anfield. No. I changed that back. I changed that quickly back. Let's go for a 1-1 draw.
Now come on, you said you had a feeling that Arteta's gonna win.
He's going to go defensive. He ain't going to go. He's not going to go gun home against Arsenal. Liverpool, no way. Especially Anfield. No way. It'll be 1-1.
Well then. Oh yay!
And the one you came in on, City Everton.
Oh, what boring game that is. City 2-0.
See, Usman for some reason.
I'm
thinks
going Everton win. Let's go, boys.
Oh,
Well, I think
God.
horror, man. Everton, we have to win. Top 4 race could be wide open. Watford get into there.
For Watford.
Exactly. Watford get into there. Let's go, Watford. Not far off from 5th place, so we can, that's what we realised.
We'll do the final match, and then we'll go into football news. Tottenham host
We've got
Leeds. What a boring game that is.
No,
It'll actually be fun.
There's no, it's not. It will be 1-0
Okay.
Tottenham. That's it. Nothing else is gonna happen.
I'm going 3-1 Tottenham.
Oh, damn, that's much of the scoreline. I'm going 3-0.
Yeah, Harry Kane has got his mojo back after scoring 7 goals against Farmers. So
Quite literally.
he's back. He's back.
Quite literally. Performance. And he
You
actually.
know how embarrassing it is. This is on.
That was a hell of
People will start talking about him for Ballon d'Or because when you look at his stats for the year, this
He's
is plus 7 goals he's got. So he's probably got about 30 goals this year, along with a finals appearance. And people are going to go look at his stat. He's the most. You know, we have the worst players in the league. We need another team. Most embarrassing players. Kane is the captain. He's the manager, and you know what? He's the entire side. That's it. He's a disgrace.
Michael Jordan so bad. We're making Michael Jordan.
Like after he's like scored a hat trick already. Does he not feel any shame? These people are just here for a good time, and this piece of crap is banging in goals and doing his silly little celebration. Shut your mouth, man. You don't look good.
Start against San Marino. What is it?
You look like a muppet.
San Marino. Why are you begging to start at San Marino? Just to start playing.
The only good player from that England side that came out with any shame is Trent Alexander-Arnold.
He's not playing for himself.
No, but that's only because Southgate is a clown. So he had to prove something even though him having to prove anything, considering he's already got 50 assists from right back and has created the most chances this year. This is how you know the Southgate guy's a massive fraud. Imagine being one of the, if not the best, one of the best right backs in the world, and having to prove yourself against San Marino. This guy in his stupid waistcoat, he pissed.
And he gave Kane a start. Why not just give someone else a start? Like, give Tammy a start against San Marino. Why is Kane start? Why is Kane begging to start? Like, he just robbed off goals from potential. Like, Tammy would have got at least 3 goals in that. Like,
he wanted to get the record, didn't he? Or he was going for the
plenty
record.
of time. He's 27 years old. He's got plenty of time to get the record. He can get that against an actual good team. Maybe in the Nations Cup or whatever, the World Cup, he can actually win. He can finally beat Rooney's record in a less shameless way. But now you scored 4 goals at San Marino. Now you're the same goals as Lineker. I mean, I'm not counting his goals. He's back there wherever he was before. You can't count them goals. San Marino goals can't count. I'm removing all San Marino goals for everybody. Everybody's getting
Has to count.
They can't count San Marino. I'm pretty sure SC Dons can beat San Marino. I'm convinced.
We could beat San Marino.
I think we can form a team, 11 team.
Yeah.
We cannot beat San Marino, you idiots. San Marino are actually good at football.
They're terrible at football.
No,
They can't play.
but they're terrible because England beat them 10-0.
Yeah, but have you seen? I don't see Man City being a League One team 10-0. Can't see it.
I mean, they have.
Have they? They've never scored 10 goals.
Remember, a couple of years ago, they had like Bradford, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna treat you proper," and they beat them like 9-0 or something.
Oh yeah.
That's Man City.
And I felt
Was that
bad.
at the
Even I
Etihad?
felt bad, and I was like, "You need to stop this." And he was like, "No, I want to show proper respect."
But I don't see City doing that at Bradford's ground. You know what I mean? Because the pitch will be terrible. So it should be all
MK, what was your prediction for the game then? Tottenham Leeds, because we went.
We just went Harry Kane slander, even though he scored bare goals. Harry Kane was called 3-0.
All right. Before we move on to the news that came out last night, I wanted to ask you about Jesse Lingard. Apparently, contract talks have broken down between United and Jesse Lingard.
He shouldn't have come back to United.
I don't blame him. I really blame him. The board.
The thing is, he doesn't even play. I'm so confused because he scored that goal against West Ham or whatever to win you the game, and then like he's never even really been used as a substitute. And then he started fighting with Man United fans at the Liverpool game, and they started booing him, and he was like, "I'm not even on the bloody pitch."
He's such a straight.
Why are you booing me? I didn't do anything. I've won you games. And then he also had that back pass against Young Boys, which was a brilliant assist, if we're being honest. Like, only a few players could play that line-breaking pass that he played. You've got to give him credit for that.
But he responded straight away with a goal against West Ham.
But everyone in that United side should have broken contract talks because Ollie is bloody awful and it's hilarious.
And he's still there. He'll still be there to end the season.
Yeah, he'll be the only one. You won't have a team anymore. It'll just be him.
Do you know what?
No one wants to play.
But even though you're saying that, I think that can easily happen. He might leave, and at the same time, everyone else left. So now the new manager has to come and do a rebuild. So everything that Ollie's apparently done good is all in disarray because all the players are going to be leaving. All the squad depth we had ain't going to be there anymore. Cavani's not going to be there. Martial ain't going to be there. Lingard's going. Pogba's going. Ronaldo could go if we don't get Champions League football. I don't see us getting Champions League football at the end of the season. So Ronaldo's going. Varane, he could think about, wait, why am I still live? I'm getting Europa League football. He could go. Bruno Fernandes hasn't signed a new deal yet. We could be in the squad.
He signed for United, then he signed a new deal in the first year. So I mean, him not signing a new deal isn't much.
Now, apparently he's only got 2 years left. I don't know what's going on with that. I thought he had a 4-year deal. Apparently he's only got 2 years left.
Oh my god, how terrible are your contract negotiators?
How terrible is how the club's run. Everything about the club is shocking. There's nothing to rate about this money. It's actually nothing to rate apart from. There's nothing to rate. I can't lie to you. There's nothing there. You can say, yep, I would love to have him. Maybe Greenwood. Actually, who knows? Maybe Greenwood could do a surprise transfer request. Who knows? He can handle transfer.
I mean, he liked that thing about having to smile when you're pissed off at work or whatever.
I don't blame him because there's a lot of times where there's players could square to him and they don't see him at all.
Yeah, you know, you see how Southgate is pissed off with him. I guarantee you, Greenwood has come up to him and been like, "You're shit."
How can he come to you and say, "I want to pick you," and say, "I don't want to get picked this year"? That doesn't make sense to me. How can a player dictate whether he wants to play for England or not? Unless you're a superstar like Wayne Rooney.
What a player.
Greenwood has that mentality. But back United with Lingard, you have seen that Instagram post he did in his story.
Yeah, the West Ham one.
And then Declan Rice commented with the eyes, like some sort of, Declan Rice.
Declan Rice is the biggest.
Because Declan Rice is
all
going to
of
take his
football.
space on the bench at United.
I actually hate
No,
Declan
no,
Rice.
Declan Rice definitely starts for us.
I've never met a more shameless footballer. Never
That's
seen
Harry
a more
Kane.
shameless footballer than Declan Rice.
He's shameless off the pitch. I think Harry Kane is shameless on it.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, forget it. Harry Kane can't occupy all positions because Declan Rice has to be there. But he's shameless as well. The way he twerks for Chelsea, the way he twerks for Mason Mount, the way he twerks for anyone.
He loves me too much, man. But I don't believe actually this win.
On the pitch, he's great, but off the pitch, I hate him with a passion. I just look at his face, and every time I see him on TikTok, I get aggravated.
Mason Mount's TikTok was fun, by the way. If you've seen it, this guy's quite good.
Yeah, Mason Mount. Oh, of course you follow it, you bang, man.
No. I don't know. It came up from what you call it, the FYP. But
I just said it like that. You sound like an old man.
FYP.
What is this? The FYP? Lovely. Like, what the flip?
Because my boss say it wrong. I was like, what was it called again? You know, it just came out of my head. But yeah, Lingard, I think Lingard, he's definitely leaving. But do you think he can leave January? Because that means
if you try to offload him in January, then West Ham will have to shell at least 20 million for him, I think.
Nah, it won't be that much. It'll be like
you won't give him for 10 million, I think.
But we have to.
Everyone for them wants to leave because Van der Beek, apparently, if he doesn't get any game time from now until January, he wants to go.
That's another one has to leave. Yeah, you're right. That's another one I have to add it into the potential new rebuild that's coming up because Van der Beek will leave. Oh my days. Many could go to the next summer with another rebuild. We are finished. We are absolutely finished. Yes, get in there, man.
You'll build a team around Ronaldo as a year left on his contract next summer.
We actually done that, you know. We actually managed to build I don't care how good Ronaldo is. We should not be building a team around a 37-year-old. He's 37 for a reason. We should add him into a team that's functioning. But clearly we ain't functioning, so he's just doing this hero ball thing that I don't blame him doing. And now we're in a position where almost every single position in the team might have one player less. Even Eric Bailly could leave.
Yeah.
Lindelof is apparently rumoured to leave as well, to Barcelona. I'm like, what's going on?
What is wrong with Barcelona? Barcelona are so weird. They're actually idiots.
Chill on Lindelof, he'll be a good side for Barcelona. I can see him.
They want Azpilicueta, who's an old man now, who really helps their ideals. They want flipping Lindelof, who's a fairy, who is terrible against any physically imposing striker. He just craps himself. And there's just no plan. They're terrible.
Yeah. It's just like United, really.
But I mean, that all pales into significance when you think about what happened last night. Go on, MK. Yeah. I'll leave the floor to you.
Oh, do you want me to introduce it and give it to MK?
Oh, it's me. You go.
My bad.
Okay. Well, if you don't know, last night, the Guardian and New York Times editor, or just a journalist, his name is Romain Molina, hosted a Twitter space in which he basically destroyed world football.
Yeah.
He's been doing investigations for months or years, I think. And he released so much information last night. And I think he said that he's got more coming by at least March or April time next year.
Yeah, so just before MK said anything, this guy's an idiot along with being incredibly smart. If you just exposed football, as you say, like he did, you don't then say, I've got more information coming in 4 months' time. Please just wait there. Everyone, be calm. Like, if you just release this information, this is bad enough. He said he's got more stuff. He needs proper protection because this man is going to die.
He's going to need the Avengers to back him up at the moment. That's how bad it is.
He needs the Lord's help. That's the only thing that will help him at this point. He's pissed. He's pissed.
Thing is that they can't really stop him because I think by the time they try to do something, he's probably already told information to someone else they can trust.
I mean, hopefully he's smart enough to have a backup plan. Like, you know, in the movies where he's like, you thought you've got them videos, like in Daredevil, where he's like, you thought you got me, but luckily I've got this all on video, you cheeky guys. And then he releases it. But it has to be in English because I'm sorry, but translation can get lost from French to English. You know, our language is quite backwards, so.
Did you see the amount of footballers in that space last night?
Yeah, Jan Valery was in there.
Konate
was there.
Salah's agent was in there. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was in there.
Yeah.
I can't believe I saw The Rock.
Yannick Bolasie was in there.
I don't know what else.
It's crazy. And just in case you're wondering if any of this has been like verified by anyone, we all know who Fabrizio Romano is. He did put his endorsement into saying, yeah, he isn't lying. So just before we go on and talk about some more, what he said was like over hundreds and hundreds of counts of like paedophilia in French football. A lot of it is to do with French football, and it is disgusting.
Yeah,
including Montpellier, with their striker was that thing was disturbing.
Yeah, why are you masturbating in front of secondary school? That. Luckily, we don't get monetized, so we can say all this.
I would like to say trigger warning to anyone, because if we do go on to talk about some of the stuff, if you have gone through something like that, it may be really harrowing.
Yeah, it's nasty. Like, oh god, it's so bad. Like, Ferland Mendy, this was the one that really.
That's
this guy
disturbing.
Fly kicked a woman, took his trousers down, showed his willy off to, I guess, impress her, and while the lady literally had brain damage. She had brain damage. She's on the floor with brain damage, and this man was showing off his willy.
And this was undercover. This was actually covered up by Leon and then Leon Media, because this is just before. Apparently, this happened not too long before he moved to Real Madrid. So they tried to cover up that that little what happened with him and the woman, and then I think there's like, this could easily hamper the Real Madrid move, and obviously a lot of money's involved in Mendy to Madrid. What's even more funny is I remember just not long ago, literally I think a couple of days ago, Ferland Mendy just like he quoted or like screenshotted Edouard Mendy's post about stop using my name with my picture with Benjamin Mendy's scenarios. And I'm with Ferland Mendy too. Like they keep mixing Ferland Mendy with Benjamin Mendy, and same with Edouard Mendy. But Edouard Mendy's obviously innocent in this. Ferland Mendy knew what he did. He knew what he did, and he tried to stop using my name with Benjamin Mendy's name. He did probably just as bad, if not, I wouldn't say worse. But you and Mendy, both you Mendys are not good. I don't want to all the right because his name's clean.
They're all disgusting. And there's that coach that apparently abused 400 kids, I think it was.
Apparently, it's a rumor.
Oh yeah. Should we go through it, or should we just let? We'll suggest you search up Romain Molina's name on Twitter, because there is a thread that I've got up a thread at the moment that goes for everything. Something 400 plus players currently playing in the Premier League, Championship, League and League 2.
That is.
It have been raped multiple times, and the first story of this is going to come out in December.
Yeah, disgusting.
And we'll not be surprised because the footballers that were in the space, maybe I'm not going to obviously assume because this is just my logic. Seeing the likes of Jan Valery in there, who's a Premier player, they must
know really.
Must know what happened. I don't know
they said there's so much paedophilia in French football.
I think there's
so much paedophilia in France in general.
Yeah, that's true, actually. I think, was it last year or the year before, they were thinking about lowering the age consent to 15.
Yeah, what a surprise. Of course, French people
can never be shocked.
That.
You know what we should do? If we're ever free, we should just do a whole video on scandals happening in sports at the moment, because we could fill it at least an hour.
An hour. We could just we could do an hour on like the last 10 years of football itself.
Yeah. That
half an hour second.
Yeah, that youth player one was like 2 decades old worth of information.
And they said that Mohamed Bahafsi, he's been involved in bribery and shady dealings, even though he's a very reputable journalist.
And he's left football as well, so he might have known that someone's got the leaks or to all this, and he's thinking, let me duck out of football quickly.
Because I used to follow him, but like all he said, everything he did was in French. I was like, mate, this is not my expertise, man. You need to translate this stuff, you know. At least Fabrizio says everything in English.
Fabrizio co-sign was just the more rubber stamping. They know. I think Fabrizio doesn't want to ruin his brand, because people thought, why is Fabrizio not? If you know this, why don't you say it? But he doesn't want a target on his head.
I think we could see a lot of like the top people in sport being arrested in the next few years, because the NFL at the moment is going through a shit show. The NHL is going through a shit show. The MLB is always a massive shit show. The NBA, I haven't heard anything, but there's like tampering and stuff happening. This coming out in world football is disgusting. Just some of the names that were dropped yesterday. Ilya Wahi, the Montpellier player we were talking about. Megan Rapinoe was named dropped.
Oh, yeah, she apparently was more interested in getting her bag than helping young women that
Asian
were being
women.
raped.
Ferland Mendy. A lot of match fixing in Asia, which isn't surprising.
No surprise there.
Apparently, there's a lot of shady stuff with transfer markets and stuff. Apparently, players they go online and they get transfer market and all those other transfer things. They go on there and pay them to make them look better.
Yeah, how do they do it? Also, those surface score ratings with the after game, they like to tamper with that too, like just to make their brand look better.
Yeah,
so many things that happens, and there's so many tampering. There's so many, and we knew this could happen because football is a £1 billion organization. Like football is huge, so you always knew that anything to do with money that on that level, corruption was always going to be involved. But we didn't expect France to be heavily involved like this.
One of the things they said was Arsenal players inhale nitrous oxide.
Yeah,
which I thought came out a few years ago. My brother was saying, isn't that the Ozil thing?
Yeah, classic Ozil.
But apparently Ozil as well. He had a bust up with Vina, and that's why he left.
That probably was the least surprising fact of that's
also it implies verifiable information at the very least, then, because it aligns with what at the very least we already know, but. Oh my God, this is so bad. And I think he even said, like, the more you know about football, the more you hate about football.
Yeah,
it's true. Like, this is horrible. This is terrible, man. It's not the way you want a Thursday night to go. Honestly, there's me enjoying my night, and then MK starts coming up with some big news, and I'm thinking, bloody hell, man, what's going on here?
It's because there's a space going on. I don't even want to click on this because I have no idea what they're saying. But I saw these tweets saying Space Molina, and Molina's got a target on his head now. I think, what has he said?
I wouldn't be surprised if something happened to him. Oh, God forbid nothing happens to him.
It'd be the most obvious thing. If something happens to him, you know what? This is FIFA.
Even then, he said, if you want to sue me because I can expose everything. Because he said he obviously didn't give out evidence yet last night, because then it would just be everywhere and people were like, oh yeah, but we can't say that you got that from yourself. You could have got on the internet and put it here, even though he would have been the one that said it. But he said, if you want to sue me, take me to court, and I will expose everything.
Yeah, they're basically he's invited them to.
I don't know about you, but I'm still not over The Rock being on there. First of all, what the hell does Rock know about football? That guy has no
man. He wants to get involved like Ryan Reynolds and them.
Was Ryan Reynolds in there?
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds,
Rob, was in a space.
Rob McElhenney, no, but they own Wrexham.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah. But, me seeing The Rock in it, he's like one of the most famous people in the world. What's he doing in there? Even though it is a scandal and it's all.
I think that it spread like wildfire last night, though. You won't have major media outlets talk about it, so Sky won't talk about it until it's something actually. If that story about the kids comes out in December, Sky will talk. They basically have no choice but to talk about it.
Yeah, 400. And remember this guy, this Romain Molina. He's the most reliable, or one of the most reliable outlets around France. So that's why his space got so much.
And the thing is, this is just centered around, like, obviously there's some stuff with like the Premier League and the Italian League with the Arthur and Pjanic stuff, but this is mainly centered just around Liga. Yeah, so if this is just around Liga in France, imagine the other leagues, because we've already had the sexual abuse scandal with the coach a couple of years ago. I can't remember for which club, Newcastle, I think.
I thought it was the London clubs. I thought Chelsea were involved. I think.
That's it. But Newcastle had some non-CD links with racism as well, and it's like, like racism is bad in itself, but sexual abuse of not just people but kids is.
It's crazy.
This is
and more to come out in December and also April, March. So there's way more like he said he hasn't even like delved into yet.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be surprised if the major media outlets don't talk about it at all. Because
I
it wouldn't be
think, to be fair, this guy works for the New York Times, which is arguably the biggest
yeah, that's
paper
but
in
I'm
the
talking
world.
about like right now. They're not going to report it right now because
no
they
way.
would hurt the brand.
I don't think yet, because he obviously hadn't put like the actual evidence of it.
Fair enough.
But then, as time goes on and more evidence comes out and more of this stuff comes uncovered and they are seen to be true, then they'll have no choice but to talk about it, because it is arguably the biggest thing in world football to ever happen.
Yeah,
Since
it's
the
massive.
FIFA corruption, and he's also saying that FIFA is still corrupt to this
Yeah,
day.
100%. Oh, but then I don't care if Sepp Blatter left. I couldn't give a damn. It's still the most corrupt, or one of the most corrupt organizations about. Because I am not having Qatar getting the World Cup. We know that is fraudulent as hell. We also know that there's all stuff going on in African Cup in CONCACAF with Congo and Algeria. Was it Algeria? It was definitely Congo. Apparently, something to do with how they recruit kids. Even the most shocking news came out was Al Qaeda.
Oh my god, Al Qaeda.
Yeah, Al Qaeda. Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah.
I
Did
see
you
that.
see
I mean,
that comment?
Not to
There
like.
was a guy that said Thomas Tuchel has been found out. And
Yeah.
it's a terrible thing. But
I
the
knew
thing
that.
is, Al Qaeda is still a thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is mental, and they use it. So football basically kept Al Qaeda in a job, is what we're hearing.
Basically,
Yeah, they had Al Qaeda and Taliban are the same thing. Before I say something stupid, right?
No,
Are they not? I thought they was the same thing.
no. Al Qaeda is like a terrorist unit that acted out of Pakistan and Afghanistan, but the Taliban
I mean,
are like.
technically speaking, right? If the Taliban are using football for this, Atletico did open a football academy in Pakistan a few years ago.
Oh my! Wow.
Atletico Madrid.
Atletico Madrid, yes. I don't know if it's like
What a surprise that football terrorist Diego Simeone is involved with actual terrorists, Al Qaeda.
I could never be surprised.
This is awful.
That's weird. Open football academy in where?
But hey, we have some good ballers coming through from Pakistan, all right?
I was thinking. Oh, I thought it was Afghanistan. I was thinking that'd be even more hilarious. I know for sure he wants to get real hard-working people in midfield. Or bombers in there.
Hard-working, explosive midfield. That's terrible.
Yeah, tracking back their man.
This one is probably not the most ridiculous one, but the stupidest one I've read yet. After Senegal complained against an overage player in the under-17 African team they faced, the national team declared the player as deceased. He's currently continuing his career in the under-21s national team of the same country.
What? Wait.
Oh, and there's been multiple reports that international football teams use men for their female national teams. Like Iran and Senegal and stuff, and it's like, what do you mean? Why?
Iran may be the most obvious one. I'm like, how obvious do you want to make it? The goalkeeper, clearly not.
Hey, that some people are just not blessed with good looks and the ability to look like your gender, apparently.
This guy's clearly a man. Even the shape up, I'm like, come on now. That's clearly a man. So that's what, Iran, you're not serious, man. Get them out of the World Cup. They won the World Cup not too long ago. So 2018 when
yeah, that 2018 World Cup was awesome. Do you remember the guy that did the roly-poly and then for the throw-in? And then the referee was like, that's not a legal throw.
I don't know how. No one told him.
That was so good. I was so sad. They could have gone through, and I think they drew against Portugal, or Spain, and it really made me sad. I wanted Iran through. I was supporting them. Forget England. Iran all the way.
If you see Iran in the World Cup again, we know FIFA's eye again. Fraudulence.
I might actually watch their women's team then. Just to keep my eye out for all of these.
Not that I'm linking what FIFA's doing to this, but Ghislaine Maxwell's trial is happening at the moment.
Oh, the Jeffrey Epstein woman, yeah.
Yeah, and her attorney was the attorney of Epstein's cellmate.
Who's Epstein's cellmate?
The one who allegedly hung him.
Oh.
What?
Allegedly.
Oh, yeah, the one who... allegedly was in the same cell as Epri hanging himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whatever you say, my friends.
Do
You will not.
you think it's all connected? I know this isn't football. Welcome to the Talk Knowledge podcast. Do you think it's all connected?
Probably. I mean, I've
It will be a
really
slight connection, but there's some sort of connection somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein had his own little island for little boys, and he was clearly connected in high places. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had some connections to. I mean, he had connections to the flipping royal family. I don't care what you say, Mr. Andrew. You weren't in no pizza place. Or was it Pizza Hut? Pizza. I don't flipping know what it was.
Pizza
It's
Express.
right.
Yeah,
In
Pizza
Woking.
Express. You weren't in the. Oh, it's a big occasion when a royal family member goes to a Pizza Express. Stop, my Willie. Actually, you would like to, wouldn't you, you dirty little bugger? Oh my god, paedophile. But yeah, if they have connection to the royal family, and it's not that big a jump to say they have connection to football in some way, shape, or form.
Or somewhere, some way, somehow, there'll be a connection.
I'm
Prince
waiting
Andrew
for
Laughter.
the only thing I want. Obviously, I want Glenn Maxwell to be locked up for the rest of her goddamn life, right? But the one thing I'm waiting for, if you have watched the Epstein documentary on Netflix,
Oh no, that
all those
scared me.
tapes. When the FBI went to Epstein's mansion sort of thing in New York to go find his tapes because he had a back room where he filmed literally everything in all of his locations.
Oh, what a weirdo.
All of those tapes went missing.
Oh, what a surprise.
So someone has all of those tapes, and I'm really hoping it's Ghislaine Maxwell because she would know everything then. And she'll be like, okay, if I'm going down and taking all these people with me, and she gives them all the tapes.
Well, that will literally be good. Wait, she does that, then that will expose
She won't
everything.
be together, but it goes a long way.
It's a very long way, and hopefully Prince Andrew is exposed, and that's class. The Queen can hold that, man.
Yeah, no, but I think even if Prince Andrew is exposed, which he has been, technically no one can do anything until the Queen says, okay, he can go.
Oh yeah, if the Queen's involved, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but she might die.
Yeah, and then it goes to
Someone even worse.
William.
Charles?
Yeah,
He's
Prince Charles.
dead, isn't he?
No, Charles. Fucking, what's her son's name?
William.
No, that's not a son. Prince Charles.
No, thingy.
Oh, my bad. Oh, it's Charles. Yeah.
So he can.
That's not good. He looks like a pedophile himself.
Yeah,
He also abused poor Prince. I don't actually get it. Let's actually speak about this. This man was married to Princess Diana, and he preferred Camilla, who looks like an actual witch. She's an actual witch. What is wrong with this man? He's ill. He's actually ill.
I can never be surprised.
I mean, the royal family is not. The Crown did this funny bit, right, where they did this bit about who is the Queen's like favorite kid, right? And they explicitly say Andrew was her favorite, and that he was exploring some like he wanted to help the little kids, and it was like, oh my god, wow, they really just went there. This is incredible. I mean, The Crown is pretty terrible. I don't know why. I only watch it because it's kind of historical, I guess. But I mean, that bit was funny at the very least. I appreciated that. At least I can make fun of. Not even make fun. Make direct comments about how the Queen is a facilitator of rape. Anyway.
Okay, we'll end it there. Thank you for watching this podcast. We did go off on a very big tangent there.
This is all very, very important stuff.
Yeah, but then we went from football. But anyway, we do hope you enjoyed it, regardless of how crazy it got near the end.
Hey,
if any big news comes out, we will hop right onto this podcast and we will talk about it and give you everything. Thank you very much for watching, all of you. We will be back next Wednesday I'm assuming next Wednesday. We'll be back next week. I think we might have to do another This Week in Football next week. But we'll see. Thank you everyone for watching and peace out.
Bye.